Alrighty, guys, it's time for another XRP update. Wow, things have continued to just plunge like everything else in the crypto market, but XRP has finally broken below that 1.6-ish zone, massive support that we've had for months and months and months, and has broken down, continuing to plummet, diving all the way down to the 1.2-ish range, even a little bit below that before climbing back up, landing somewhere in the 140s at this point. Now, it's no surprise, things just look real bad, right? But let's dive into the chart. Let's see if we can find some kind of indication, because as we've talked about before, this is kind of what we expected, right? Did we really think that the market makers and all of the institutions were just going to let this thing run sideways and then make another leg up? Seems doubtful to me, right? I mean, they want to shake people out. They don't want people to stay in this trade, and they want to definitely get those people, as many as they can, who have bought up above 160 to just cancel the trade, call it a loss, and move on. And also, I think if we take a look at the chart, we will find, especially on the weekly time frame, that there may be a glimmer of hope or something that we can use as evidence that maybe the bottom is maybe not in, but getting close. Now, before we do that, let's go ahead, let's jump over right here. This is the daily time frame for XRP. First thing you're going to notice, of course, like we've talked about before, is that we did finally break down. Now, with that being said, we are, funny enough, still kind of within our channel that we've been following for months and months and months as well. Okay, now it is a little suspect though, right? Because in previous times, when we swept below with the price action, it came back up and we closed within the channel. This time, we closed our daily candle a number of days ago below the channel and then came back up. Now, it's questionable whether or not we're actually just retesting that channel or whether we're popping back in. Both options are definitely technically feasible. But with that being said, even though we are well below our many EMAs on the daily, and we've also formed death crosses with some of our dailies with more potentially on their way, we are breaking out a little bit from that red line in our RSI where we've had a bearish trend. Now that may be changing. Now, just because the RSI is breaking does not necessarily mean that things are about to fly to the moon. That is not what that means. That just means that the trend could, generally speaking, change bullish, but that could be a new higher high, or it could still be a lower high, just depending on how price reacts as the momentum shifts. So what we really want to pay attention to is what happens to price action as this shift occurs. Also, I'd like to point out that oftentimes, even when things break to the upside on a bullish trend like this out of an RSI bearish move, we still typically retest that bottom portion of